All right, let's just get right into it. If you're a Python engineer, this might be a tough conversation, but it's one we absolutely have to have. We're not talking about some sci-fi future where AI might take over jobs someday. We're talking about a silent replacement that is happening in our industry right now.
And that's the key word, isn't it? Silently. This isn't some loud prediction. It's a quiet shift that's already happening inside companies, and frankly, many people just haven't noticed yet. So, what does this actually look like on the ground? Well, to understand where we are, we kind of have to look back at where we just came from.
I mean, think about it. It wasn't that long ago that knowing Python felt like the safest career bet you could make. It was the golden ticket, the key to the kingdom for data science, machine learning, and automation. If you knew Python, you felt secure. You felt future-proof. Python's rise was just meteoric. Through the 2010s, it became the go-to language for automation. Then it completely took over and became the undisputed king of data science. By the time the 2020s rolled around, it felt like the universal language of tech. But that entire reality is now facing a massive, fundamental disruption. And that brings us to the new workforce that's driving this change.
And yeah, you guessed it, that disruptive force is AI. The whole game has changed. Modern AI doesn't need you to write Python for it anymore because it writes Python itself. And it does it with a speed and an efficiency that, let's be honest, is impossible for any human to match. The capabilities are just staggering now. You can describe what you want in plain English, and it writes the code for you. It can debug errors in seconds, literally seconds. It can create machine learning models without you having to manually code them. Tools you've heard of and probably use, ChatGPT, Copilot, AutoML, they're automating the exact workflows that used to be the core of a Python engineer's job.
And the impact of this is just wow. A task that once took a skilled engineer maybe 3 days of heads-down, focused work can now be accomplished with a single prompt in just a few minutes. That kind of leap in efficiency is completely changing the entire economic equation of software development. Which leads us to the big, uncomfortable question that companies are now asking themselves, whether it's out loud or just behind closed doors. If an AI can generate the code faster, cheaper, and often with fewer errors, what is the unique value that a human coder brings to the table? So let's get real and identify where the actual vulnerability is. Now, let me be crystal clear. Not all Python engineers are at risk. That's not what this is about. The vulnerability is very specific. It targets the engineer whose primary value proposition is just the act of writing code. Let's break this down. On one side, you have the coder. Their tasks are things like writing scripts, cleaning data, building basic models, basically following a set of instructions. These are the exact tasks being automated at a dizzying pace. But on the other side, you have the thinker. This person focuses on irreplaceable skills, deeply understanding the core business problem, asking the right questions to begin with, using AI tools strategically as a lever, and most importantly, translating all the technical results into smart business decisions. One is a task doer, the other is a problem solver. Because here's the cold, hard reality of business. Companies don't pay for effort, they pay for outcomes. And if an AI can deliver the same outcome, but faster and cheaper, the choice for them becomes pretty simple. The value is no longer in the act of coding itself, but in the critical thinking and problem solving that happens before a single line of code ever gets written. So, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution, because companies aren't just looking for pure Python coders anymore. There's a totally new role emerging, a new kind of professional that is suddenly in incredibly high demand. So, meet the AI problem solver. This is someone who doesn't see AI as a competitor, they see it as their primary weapon. Their job isn't to just implement code. It's to solve complex business challenges using AI as a force multiplier. So instead of spending a week writing a script to analyze customer churn, the AI problem solver might use an LLM to find themes in customer feedback, an AutoML tool to build a predictive model, and then maybe a tiny Python script to glue it all together. The focus shifts entirely to the business problem.
You see, this was never about a mass extinction of jobs. It's about a mass extinction of job descriptions. The old, rigid roles are becoming obsolete. They're being replaced by new ones that prioritize strategic thinking over pure heads-down implementation. So what's the path forward for you? It's an evolution. It's about a fundamental mindset shift. You have to move from being a coder who competes with AI to becoming a controller who directs it. And here are some real, tangible paths for that evolution. You could become an AI solution architect, designing the high-level systems that leverage these tools. You could become an AI consultant, being that crucial bridge between the tech teams and the business leaders. Or an AI product thinker, dreaming up what's possible with this new technology.
The common thread in all of these? A deep, relentless focus on business value. This is the new power dynamic. This is the future. The most valuable professionals are not going to be the ones who can code a little bit faster than an AI. They're going to be the ones who know how to command an entire suite of AI tools to achieve a strategic goal. They're the conductors of the orchestra, not just one of the musicians.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. The foundational question that defines your career path has changed. For years, the question was, how do I code this? Now the question is, how do I solve this with AI? So you have to ask yourself, which one are you asking? Because the answer to that question is going to determine your place in this new world.